TIFU mistake at 30,000 feet. Innocent people suffered. I recently took a short vacation to a lesser developed country. On my last night I decided to sample some of the more exotic local fare and had a mixed raw seafood dish which was quite good. Lots of tentacles and whatnot. All was fine until the flight home the next day when I started feeling a lot of pressure in my abdomen. I was pretty sure I wasn't going to shart. So I leaned over a bit and let out a bit of gas. Smooth as silk. I was giving myself a mental high five when I realized that what was supposed to have been a sly poot turned out to be a cataclysmic stench bomb that instantly engulfed several rows fore and aft. Little babies started crying immediately. Adults let out short barks that registered somewhere between shock and despair. In a display of primal instinct, a couple of teens sitting across the aisle reflexively pulled their t-shirt collars up over their mouth and nose. The old lady sitting next to me had her head wedged between the seat and the window with her eyes squeezed shut and her mouth in a perfect O, opening and closing, like she was blowing smoke rings. I took a glance over the top of the seats and saw a forest of arms with hands frantically manipulating the airflow nozzles. I think a few people were clawing at the drop-down oxygen mask panels. But I don't know. A flight attendant up front noticed the commotion and bustled down the aisle. But upon entering the contaminated zone, instantly spun on her heel and beat a hasty retreat. I was still feeling bloated and thought with all the tumult I could probably get away with releasing another round. I mean, once you've painted a wall no one is going to notice if you add another coat. I looked at the old lady next to me and she was still doing the fish face thing, so I let go with another silent volley of poison gas. If that old lady by the window hadn't been wearing long pants she probably would have felt the rush of heat on her leg, but she didn't budge. There was no way I was going to fess up and apologize. So instead I just scowled and pretended to look around for the culprit. Fortunately things cleared out pretty fast. I didn't dare try it again. I had taken my fellow passengers by surprise the first time. But now they were wary and fully alert. For the rest of the flight, anyone that made their way back to the lavatory was subjected to the scrutiny of 100 eyes. We landed and I deplaned without further incident. However, I did totally trash a toilet in customs. But that's another story. TLD, or don't eat food you are unaccustomed to before getting onto a long flight. You should have made eye contact to show total dominance. The adjusting the air nozzles made me laugh. I was on a King Air with an anonymous governor, his wife, press secretary, aide, agent and 2 pilots. I was the governor's photographer. Someone on the plane had something that disagreed with them and lit us up for the hour and a half flight home. The pilots kept quietly spraying Febreze into the recirculating air ducts to try and nullify the offense. So our AC was a constant airstream of cool yet deadly fart mixed with an overly sickeningly sweet cleaning product. When we landed one of the pilots pulled me aside and said, "Which one of you assholes kept dropping ass in the plane?" I suspect it was the aide as he was into some interesting foods to say the least. Ha ha ha, this was so well written that I doubted it happened. For the record I do believe you. But kudos. Yeah, this got me so good I was cracking up with each sentence. Farts are universal comedy that never get old. You truly paint a picture with your words. Artist, indeed. Crop dusting is usually done at much lower altitudes. Excellent writing. This isn't an foo, this is fucking legendary. Flying back home from Vegas. My bowels were not in good shape. 3 days of beer, lack of sleep, etc. I let one go that must have gone directly into the nose of the guy next to me. He was literally shaking. God. When I read the title, somehow I exactly knew this had to be fart or shit related. This is not the story I thought I was going to read after reading the title, but I'm glad it was. This was posted the other day? I've read this before. Firstly, for the love of God, please use paragraphs. Secondly, thanks for the laugh. I've had a similar experience on the way back from Florida. Silent but violent, and the trick is to act innocent and equally disgusted. OMG, that was hilarious. New favorite copy pasta. Once you've painted a wall, no one is going to notice if you add another coat. Tears of joy, tears of joy, tears of joy, tears of joy, skull and crossbones, skull and crossbones, skull and crossbones, skull and crossbones. Not the old lady LMAO. Rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing, clapping hands, medium light skin tone, clapping hands, medium light skin tone, clapping hands, medium light skin tone. The writing was excellent, LMAO. Great writing. Funny story. 2. I could, unfortunately, picture myself on this flight and was certainly glad that I wasn't actually there. Hashtag SOITWASYOU! Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Do you have any idea? Any idea at all of the agony I felt? Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. LMFAO, I actually had to read that to my son. I am crying laughing. Brings back memories of elevators and classrooms. This is why I come to TIFU. 1,000 up votes for you, good sir.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.